Hello, I am GD, your host and writer for Out of Context. This is my third channel update and is intended to cover who I am. It's a long story, so let's begin. I have a story to tell, but I must warn you, it may be impossible to believe. Why? Well, because it seems like I've been forced to believe that it is. What is this force? Is it assumptions, suggestions, or even traditions, perhaps? Why not? When words are hard to speak and understand, those things take their place and make everything all better, right? Let's step back and provide some context. My host, Adam, was born in 1990. I don't have many vivid memories of my baby or toddlerhoods. I have some memories of my childhood, but they are mostly feelings, strong feelings, most of which, well, not pleasant. Like I was being caged, imprisoned. But cages aren't bad places. They are safe and secure. Rather, they should be. But mine was not. But my confinement, my safety and security, was it really intended not to be safe, not to be secure? My earliest memories are of school. In the early years of my childhood, while the details aren't all clear, my feelings from those days are. My feelings started as unease, listening, comprehending, understanding, or, at the very least, attempting to do so. But the unease, it was strong. I had yet to comprehend fear. After all, if anything gets too close, you can back away. Nothing visually or audibly disturbing would dare enter my gaze or my ears without comprehensible and immediately apparent reason. All things, at all times, they will all be comprehensible. But I was not prepared for the range of activities and unique comprehensions I was about to clash with. They were foreign. Their manner of speech, their manners, their lack of awareness of me, of my thoughts, and the massive comprehension shock their activities and speech were placing upon me. Of course, I know now that none of these things are evil. Neither are they malicious. But I was unaware because I was born into this world knowing nothing about what I was about to face. Conflicts arose, and when they seemed inescapable, I fought back, attempting to maintain control over what seemed to me my field of influence. I can't say whether or not these conflicts and the resulting aftermaths were due to a lack of comprehension on my part, whether I was justified in my responses to them. Sharing toys, hearing someone say something that can happen to be interpreted in a negative manner, I managed to become a part of these conflicts, some way, somehow. But it's fine. If things get too close, you back away. Easy, right? Well, sometimes beasts will watch you back away and they step closer. It's not malice or cruelty, just instinct. After all, why leave abandoned territory uncontrolled? But I didn't know these creatures. If they were human, sure, but I was born not knowing anything. So what are these humans to me? Why back me off, then step in, taking something that, at least for a time, was mine? So I fought back, because if you are going to step into me with the intent to continue backing me off, where will that end? When I walk off the edge of the earth? But I made a mistake, because humans calculate actions through their thoughts and enact their thoughts through actions. They could not see my thoughts, neither the students or the teachers. All they could see were my actions, and violence in a civil society is not tolerated. But it was just school. I was wounded, emotionally, and sometimes physically, but I would survive. And if school pushed into my field of influence, and nothing could be done about it, I could always take a step back. Well, not quite. You see, I mentioned that humans don't see our thoughts, only our actions. My parents were no exception. And violence in a civil school will not be tolerated by civil parents. The cage would not allow me to step back. My safety and security were now in jeopardy. I was afraid, because school was now an inescapable psychological danger. My parents were my guardians. They were tasked with investigating and understanding my psychological state before all other rulings or judgments. I would not expect them to punish me for attempting to maintain my physical and psychological safety in situations where they were not present as witnesses or protectors. But they didn't, and I now feared them. They would not help me when danger was inescapable, and yet I had to remain in their cage of parenthood. I became trapped on both sides by two inescapable dangers. Fighting was dangerous. Stepping back was inconsistently safe, and so running away was dangerous. So I tried hiding. Emotions, discomfort, my face, my homework, my mistakes. No one could know anything about me. But there was a problem. School is unavoidably social. Home life is unavoidably social. I could not hide everything, because then someone would start asking questions. Someone untrustworthy. Someone who would surely punish me for acting in an incomprehensibly unsocial manner, because unsocial activity in a social environment in society will not be tolerated. So I tried hiding things, selectively. I tried my best to act as though nothing was wrong, as though my school life wasn't psychologically dangerous, as though my home life wasn't psychologically dangerous. But I was a child. I knew little more than when I was born, so I could only be so clever, only so secretive, only so brave. Stress was starting to bleed out of my small frame. It was becoming more obvious that I was hiding something. My teachers caught on, and so did my parents. Why was he being secretive? It didn't matter. What mattered was that someone, a child, was being uncooperative and secretive. And in a trusted environment where everyone's intentions are in your best interest to obey, uncooperative and secretive behavior will not be tolerated. Thank you for listening in. Have a wonderful day.